Founder collapse rarely shows up as a dramatic moment. It begins quietly, when priorities lose their sharp edges and everything you're carrying starts blending into one indistinguishable pressure point. You're not overwhelmed because you have too much to do. You're overwhelmed because nothing has a defined place to live. When priorities blur, the mind tries to solve everything at once. It starts scanning, looping, revisiting the same items over and over. Not because they matter more, but because your brain is searching for a foothold that isn't there. This is where the fatigue begins. Not from effort, but from reprocessing the same unranked decisions every single hour. Unclear priorities create a psychological mirage. You feel busy, but nothing compounds. You feel productive, but nothing finishes. And this gap between activity and progress is what quietly erodes your self-belief. The founder begins to interpret the fog as personal inadequacy, when in reality, it's structural ambiguity doing the damage. Once this distortion sets in, your decision-making collapses inward. Simple choices become negotiations. Important moves feel risky. You double-check work you already know how to do. You say yes to low-leverage commitments because they offer momentary relief. Your mind becomes a room full of doors with no labels, and every unlabeled door feels like a threat to your momentum. The truth few founders admit is this: unclear priorities warp emotional stability. The brain can handle intensity, challenge, competition, and high stakes. What it cannot handle is directionless responsibility. That's what drains you, not the workload, the ambiguity wrapped around it. But something powerful happens when you reestablish hierarchy. When one thing becomes the first thing, and every other task falls into a defined orbit around it, your nervous system stops scanning for threats and starts committing to progress. You no longer chase clarity. You operate from it. Your decisions become cleaner, your execution becomes quieter, and your confidence recalibrates almost instantly. Founders don't collapse because they're incapable. They collapse because their priorities dissolve into noise, restore the order, and the founder strengthens faster than the business ever did.